What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. Today is a very exciting day. As you can see by the title and thumbnail, we are adding some super expensive fish to the new monster fish mega tank. Now in today's video I've actually coupled up and partnered with Sim's Tropical Fish, and they are sending me some fish. Now yes, I have paid for these fish, and there is over £2,000 worth of monster fish coming for the mega tank. Now this is the most I've ever spent on any fish, so I am pretty nervous about them and I cannot wait to get the box open. Now DX is the courier, the licensed courier for live fish, and they should be arriving. I've checked the tracking, they should be here in the next 20 minutes or so. Now you will notice the tank is a little bit cloudy still. It is nearly clear. I would say it's going to be clear in the next 24 hours, and it does have a slight brown tinge to it because of the bogwood, and that is just the tannins that it is releasing. But I'm super excited for these fish to come. Now if you do want to order any fish from Sim's Tropical Fish, you can use my code AquaticElements10. I'm going to put a little link down below to their website, and you actually get 10% off your order. But I'll catch you guys when the fish arrive. We can unbox them, and both you and me can take a close look at them as soon as they come out that box. Now for those of you who are new to the channel, this tank is cycled. I do have live bacteria in this aquarium that I kept from the old goldfish mega tank. I kept that running in a separate system, and I've since transferred it and been ghost feeding this aquarium to make sure it still has the nitrogen cycle. But enough talking, I'll wait until the fish arrive and then we can unbox them live on the video. And the fish have now arrived. So as you can see, the bottom poly box is absolutely huge, and we have this other smaller poly box on top. Now you can see I haven't undone any of the tape, so this is going to be a live unboxing. I have just taken my delivery details off because obviously I don't want you guys to see that. But I've got a pair of scissors here. I think we're going to start on the smaller box first. So I'm just going to go around the edge of the box, making sure not to poke the scissors through to potentially pierce the bag inside. Now I'm not going to tell you what fish these are, you're going to actually have to just wait and see. And I might have to take a little bit of water out of the mega tank because I think the bags may displace a bit too much water. So as I open this up, nearly there, we can see what the first fish is going to be. So that's the lid nearly off. Might have to cut that off. And then inside we've got some newspaper. Now obviously these fish have been in the dark overnight. This is an overnight fish licensed courier. They haven't just been in the random post, if that makes sense. And I've turned the lights off on the main tank because I don't want to scare them. So I've got lots of foil to keep the fish warm. Wow. So the first fish is, as I remove it from the box, an Asian arowana. So hopefully you guys can see that on camera. Now this is a Malaysian gold arowana, and I'm just going to place him into the aquarium to acclimate. So he is the first fish in. Make sure there's nothing else in this bag. No, just newspaper, and the heat pad's still warm, which is really, really good. So that's the first box done. And then finally onto the main box. Now place your guesses what you guys think is going to be in this box. Now I'm sure lots of you probably have already guessed that right if you've watched the other videos I've done. But let's get these open. Now if you guys do want to purchase any fish from Sim's Tropical Fish, as I said before, you can use the Aquatic Elements 10 discount code, and I actually used that code to get 10% off this order as well. So that saves you quite a bit of money. So the lid is now open. Let's see So we've got some gold foil, very fancy. Whoa. Okay, this is exciting. So the first fish I can see, wow, this is awesome, is a black diamond stingray. So I don't think you're going to be able to see that very well on camera, but I will show you once I've got them acclimated to the tank. So let's put that one in there. Now I am going to have to take a little bit of water out of the tank because it is really, really full, and I can see how the other fish are doing. Awesome, they're looking good. So I'm going to take a little bit of water out of the tank now, and then we can get the final 2 fish out of the box.
A few moments later.
Now I've taken a little bit of water out of the tank so we can get the next fish in. So the next fish is an albino pearl stingray. So I don't think you're going to be able to see this on camera. Let's see. No, you're probably not going to be able to see this, but this is a stunning fish and the most expensive fish I have ever purchased. So he's looking absolutely fine. The heat packs are still warm, which is really, really good. They're getting a little bit cool, but they are definitely still warm. And then the final fish going into the tank is a mini marble Matoro stingray. So let's get him in as well, next to the Asian arowana. Now that is all of the fish going into the mega tank. Now I do have my temperature gun, my laser temp gun, as you can see here. So I'm going to be able to keep an eye on the temperatures. So I'm probably going to let these guys acclimate for the next maybe 20 to 30 minutes, keeping an eye on the temperatures. Now, as with all acclimations, if your fish have been in these bags overnight, you do not want to open that bag, because as soon as you open these bags, the oxygen is going to come out of the bag. Fresh atmospheric air is going to regas the water. The pH will be really low in the bags currently, and the ammonia toxicity will be very low. So as soon as I open that, the pH will shoot up with all of the fresh air going in, and that ammonia is going to become super toxic. So all I'm going to do is temp acclimate them, and then we can release them straight into the aquarium. So I'll catch you guys in about 20 minutes. So these guys have now been acclimating for the past 25 to 30 minutes. Now I have temp checked them. They did come in at around 25.2 degrees, and currently the tank is sitting at 26.1. So they're slowly going up in temperature. I'm going to give them another 10 minutes or so just to acclimate, but I'm super, super happy with them. Now the albino pearl stingray and the mini marble Matoro stingray are pretty small. I'd say they're probably around the 4-inch in size, and then the black diamond, I'd say he's maybe like 6 to 7 inches across, something like that, and then the arowana is approximately 6 inches as well. So you will be able to see the tank has that little bit of a brown tinge, which is the tannins being released from the bogwood, and it's slightly cloudy still from the sand that we used. But I'll give them 10 more minutes, and then we can get them into the mega tank, let them settle in, and then we can get some shots of them and see how they look. Now you will also notice the lights have come on, and I've just allowed them to slowly ramp up over the last 20 minutes just to acclimate these fish to the light again, because you don't want to shock them or stress them through transit. But I'll catch you in about 10-15 minutes, and we can get them released into the new monster mega tank.
One eternity later.
Now the fish have actually been acclimating for 45 minutes now. I did give them a little bit longer time just to make sure those temps were absolutely perfect. The water is really, really clear in the bag, so I'm happy with the activity levels of the fish, but it's time now to release them. So I'm going to release the arowana first and then the stingrays. Now there are a few different options to removing them from the bag. Obviously the arowana is a very jumpy fish. I'm probably going to net him out of the bag and release him into the tank. The stingrays, ideally it would be good to use a bowl or container to remove them from the bag, just so their barb doesn't get caught in the net. But in this case, I don't really want to be releasing all of this water into the tank, so I think I'm going to go with a rounded, shallow net to stop them getting caught up in that. And I think that's going to be the best way forward. So let's start opening the bags and let's get them in the tank. And it is now the next day. All of the fish are in the tank and they're doing super well. The arowana is really active and the 3 rays are dotted about in the sand bed. Now you will be able to see it is still quite cloudy. No, this is not a bacterial bloom. I do have a really large pond UV on this system. It is simply from the sand and that with a combination of the tannins releasing from the wood. Now, it's no problem to the fish, it just provides some aesthetical issues. So over the next few weeks I'm just going to be doing some water changes on the system. Maybe I'll use a bit of activated carbon to remove the tannins a little bit. Obviously the tannins coming out of this massive piece of bogwood will be an ongoing issue, I suppose you could say, but I do kind of like the look. It provides a little bit of more of a natural look and it does actually assist with the water quality and parameters as well. But I'm super happy with the fish. They are all feeding on mussels and prawns and the arowana has even taken some pellets. So I'm really happy with that. I can't wait to get some good growth on them, and the air bar at the back of the tank is working phenomenally to keep the water nice and oxygenated. Now that is it for this video. I really want to do a massive thank you to Simms Tropical Fish for providing these fish. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you do want to order it from Simms Tropical Fish or check them out, I'll put a little link down below and you can use my code AquaticElements10 to get 10% off your order. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up and happy fish keeping.